So I'm out on a test ride on my new 2023 Triumph Bonneville T120. Only have about 70 miles on it so far. Oh, look at this little beautiful hot rod. Isn't that pretty? I used to have one of those. So I'm enjoying this ride a lot, and I wanted to do a little moto vlog and talk a little bit about it because I sold my 2015 Yamaha FJR 1300, and I've been riding that bike for about the last 5 years at 14,000 miles on it. But I was getting a little tired of it. I love that FJR on the highway, on long road trips, and I've taken several of them, and it's just a dream on the highway. It's fast and smooth, but around town, it's a real pain. Even to get it out of the garage is a chore. And I hate to admit it, but I'm 81, and I was starting to feel the effects of my age hauling that FJR around. Now I have a 1968 Triumph Bonneville restored, and when I saw the 2023, I thought, you know, that would go really well with my 1968 because Triumph has done such a wonderful job of maintaining the essence of the Bonneville, but with the updated engineering. They look very similar, and actually they even feel similar. Of course, the 2023 is much more powerful and a lot smoother, but I'm really enjoying looking at those two bikes side by side in the garage, and I'm enjoying even more riding this Bonneville. Even after 70 miles, I feel totally at home on it. So a couple of things, or more than a couple actually, things that I really like about this bike. One is the beautiful low-end torque. I mean, it's a real pleasure to ride around town, and it just wants to go in first and second gear when you take off. I love the shifting. The shifting is a dream. It's so smooth, and going through the gears almost feels like an automatic transmission. It shifts so smoothly. You don't even hear a clunk or anything like that. The engineers have done an amazing job. Because when I compare this transmission and the shifting to that 68, there is no comparison. I mean, the 68 is just primitive, and this is not. It's very comfortable. You wouldn't think it's comfortable. You're looking at this flat seat that it has, but it is. It has a nice riding position. I feel right at home on it. And while it's not a light motorcycle, it's a little over 500 pounds, so it is a little bit heavy, but compared to that FJR, this thing is like a bicycle. I'm loving it. I can back this thing into the garage, which I never could do with the FJR. I always wanted to back it in so it would be sitting there ready to go when I wanted to go out and jump on it and take a ride. But the only way I could back that FJR in would be to have somebody help me push it in, because I couldn't even get it over that little ridge going into the garage. This thing, I can back it in on my own, no problem at all. And so I'm really enjoying having this thing backed into the garage, and I just walk out there and it's sitting there waiting for me like a trusty steed, ready to jump on it and ride. So I'm really enjoying this thing. I'm glad I watched my FJR ride away for the last time. I had a buyer for it, and we finalized the deal last night, and he took it away, and I was kind of sad to see it go. But you know, it's time. I think it's true of people, and it's true of machines. There comes a time when we know we need to let it go. So people don't understand how you can be emotionally attached to a machine. If you're a motorcycle rider, you know that's true. And I was emotionally attached to that FJR. I had some really good times on it. Had some long cross-country rides. But it was time to move on. So now I'm in a totally different world. No windshield. I'm kind of like being out in the wind. And as far as power goes, that FJR was scary fast. I mean, it was a beast. And it was fun. This Triumph is no slouch. It's plenty fast, 1200 cc's. And with all this torque, it's not broken in yet, but I can already feel what it's going to be like to take it through all 5 gears, or actually 6 gears. That Harley just went by. I used to be one of those guys. I used to be a Harley rider. I reached the time when it was time to let that part of my life go too. I got tired of the noise. I still have my Harley. I'm trying to sell it. I got tired of the noise. I was sitting in a little quiet country town one day, and I heard this roar coming through, and as soon as I heard it, I knew what it was. And they blared through town, accelerated through town, this little quiet town, making all this noise. I just heard them miles down the road. They were still going. And for the first time, I found that sound annoying. And then I realized it was a real shock. I said, oh my God, that's me. I've been doing that my entire life. And actually, I was sitting on my Harley by myself when they came by, and my Harley has thunderheader pipes on it, and it's loud enough to set off car alarms. And that was a real revelation. I thought, you know, I don't need to do that anymore. And when I got back home, this is no exaggeration, I parked that Harley in the garage, and I really haven't been on it since. And I got rid of all my Harley t-shirts and all my Harley gear. And you know, nothing against the Harley riders. I had some really good times in my life with my Harley group, but I just had to realize, you know, this is not my tribe anymore. And then I thought it was really interesting that I went and bought that FJR, and now I'm on this motorcycle that would outrun any Harley on the road. I mean, this thing was so fast, but it sounded like a sewing machine. It's just crazy. And this one has a nice deep throaty sound too. It's one of the things I like about it. But I think right now my favorite thing of all is just the way this looks. My 68 was a complete restoration, and I sent the tank off to a guy in Boston who had the original Triumph paint, the beautiful red. I paid a lot of money to have that tank painted, and now the colors almost matched perfectly side by side. What attracted me to this one was the red tank. And so now I've got like little brother and big brother. So I would recommend this Triumph to just about anybody who wanted a motorcycle. It's a very easy to ride motorcycle. So that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. I haven't done a motor vlog in a while, so try to start doing them again.